All right, so let's go. It's been now what, about?
I'd say about 3 weeks.
Okay, yeah, I think we're going on 3 weeks now. So you've been using the ThermaSkin spray, and so how do you feel about it at this point?
For the amount of work I put in, it's definitely worth it. It's you know, just a few sprays. If I feel like kind of spreading it around, I can, but otherwise I just kind of spray it on there and let it go to work. It helps. I mean, with the itching relief is probably the paramount thing that I notice. It's, you know, as soon as it starts itching, I can get that on there. It helps cool it down right away. You know, you get that nice tingling sensation that kind of helps with that too. And you know, just overall, just with the itching, you know, it prevents it. And I notice, you know, if I don't use the spray for, you know, maybe over a 24-hour period, that itching starts coming back, and there's only one thing that's going to stop it, but the coloring also, it's gotten much lighter.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, the larger patches have started to get down into smaller patches, as you can see, whereas you're getting the spots, which I'm taking as a good sign.
Yeah, definitely is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see now as it starts separating into the smaller spots, what you're hoping is that you can get it all the way off. You've been, like, you do other things, obviously, exfoliating, things like that. But you're not using any other products right now. Nope,
nothing else but this spray. Like, it's at least once a day, usually first thing in the morning, right around 7:30, 7:45 in the morning. If I use it again, it's in the late, you know, afternoon, early evening, but most of the time I've been going once a day. So
how's the elbow doing?
The elbows are doing well too. You can see there's a lot of white color around the outsides, which is usually what I notice when I get the sun treatment, which is really
starts kind of drying.
The only thing that's been successful is the sun treatment so far. So you start to get, you know, the white around where it's turning more into a skin than a you know, a dry skin, which I like. And you can see there's still spots, and these are the spots that I probably can't get to myself spraying.
And how many things have, now I know the sun definitely helps you. How many things have you tried, do you think, over the years? I mean, you tried a lot of prescription stuff?
I couldn't even begin to tell you how many prescriptions, creams, ointments, shampoos, you know, things to use in a bath, you know, oatmeal baths, and tar-based things, the T-gel style shampoos, things like that. And
how do you feel, like, as far as, you know, ThermaSkin, you know, honestly, compared to all the things that you have used?
The feeling is nothing compared to what those creams, you know, those creams and ointments they give you. They're greasy. They stay on the outside of the skin for until you pretty much wipe them away, and then you're wondering how effective is it going to be now that I've removed some of it. But with this, I mean, you couldn't tell this from getting sprayed with a bottle of water.
How about itching as compared to some, like, prescription products you've tried? And
most
stuff
of those
today?
prescription products don't do anything for the itch that I've noticed. Most of the times they just they're kind of just focusing on the skin itself and getting rid of the flaking and the dryness and stuff like that. But with this, I like that it's kind of getting everything at once. It's taking care of the itching, the appearance, the overall just color and dryness of it.
Now, at this point, how do you feel about, like, you know, talking to your doctor or maybe trying, you know, something else on top of that now that you know what I mean? Now that you've come this far?
I'm actually...
Or are you going to keep going this way?
I think I'm going to keep going with this. This seems to be the most, you know, consistent for, you know, as far as my use of it and how it works. You know, you can definitely tell when you stop using it for a day, but you just get right back on it, and it's real simple, you know, just like, you know, and I'm doing this, like I said, once a day, at least once a day, on average, and I'm maybe halfway through the bottle, and I'm covering everywhere.
Yeah. So you know, fly's supposed to last you about 2 months for the average person. You feel that's happening?
Oh yeah. And I mean, I'm going at it. I'm making sure I cover the areas and
absolutely.
And, you know, so.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do here, I mean, obviously this product is designed for a bunch of different skin irritations, you know, everything from bug bites, poison ivy, any kind of irritation. And so, you know, psoriasis is certainly a tough thing, and I don't know if it'll ever, you know, cure you.
Cure, right.
But if it can, you know, continue to take the itch away and you get to a certain point where you say, all right, you know, maybe it's helped the rest of it. I don't know. Would you say 50%? Would you say?
Right about now, I'd say we're at about a third of the way there from when I've seen it go, you know, with extreme sun exposure. And that's every day laying in the sun, which, you know, for some people that's tough.
That's hard to do.
For me, it's tough. I can't sit still that long.
Well, I think it would be pretty interesting to see what happens when you start coupling sun with this.
Right, when the weather permits, right? Because
the great thing is there's no chemicals.
Right.
So you know that you can use it.
You know, if I'm using certain creams, I go out in the sun, are they still going to work? What's the rest of the skin going to react like with that, you know? And also I know going into, you know, any sort of, you know, lake, ocean, river, something, you know, water, hydration helps. So
yeah, oh, definitely.
You know, going into the water with some of those creams, you know, the water doesn't necessarily make it to that part of the skin because that cream is covering it. It's like a film. So something like this where it's, you know, the water's part of it. It's hydrating as it goes. You know, that cucumber water is part of it, which, you know, it definitely helps.
Definitely. No, there's definitely a huge difference. And as far as it, you know, again, you know, when you're dealing with like, you know, psoriasis, you're dealing with, you know, worst case scenarios of skin. I've seen people like clear up as far as like just contact dermatitis gone like in a few days, but that's a different kind of animal you're dealing with.
This is there's no quick fix for this. There's really, in all honesty, majority of cases there's no fix, period. But you can do what most dermatologists, because I've been to at least 3 in my lifetime, what most will tell you is we're not going to cure it, we're going to try to control it as best we can. And
so controlling the itching is certainly a part of that, right?
The itching, the appearance, you know, they worry about, you know, cosmetically how it looks, and you know, are you able to, because it can prevent you from, you know, getting a job, getting, you know, into certain areas. It's tough. You know, people look at it and say, oh, well, I don't know if I want to present that on a day-to-day basis. So controlling that and making sure it affects your life as little as possible.
So far, how do you rate it? You know, rate it as, first of all, as an itch stopper, because the one thing we market is this will stop any itch. As
an itch stopper and preventer, I mean, I have no reason to go any lower than a 9 because I haven't seen failure yet. As far as, you know, I've seen that if I stop using it, I notice that I will itch more, but it'll stop that, you know, as soon as I spray it on there. It'll stop the itch, but then as I use it, that itching won't come back.
ThermaSkin.
That's all it takes.
All right. Awesome.
That's the good part right there.
100% natural.
You can pronounce everything that's in it.
That is awesome.
Say she has an